Hyundai front end bucket loader cartoon, and it's for Hyundai Americas. So thanks for watching. I only got to finish 4 more of these by Saturday. And they take me about anywhere from 6 to 8 hours to do from sketch to finish. Probably closer to 8, if not 8. They used to take me much longer when I was without the iPad. The iPad helps. So, get yourself an iPad or some kind of drawing thing. That looks like dirt. So I'm using first generation iPad Pro, which I bought when they came out. It's paid for itself many times over. Doing artwork and commissions and my own stuff. And I love it for drawing. And I got a first generation Apple Pencil. And what else? I'm using Adobe Fresco, which I wish wasn't a subscription, but I've been paying for their Adobe subscription for Creative Suite for who knows how many years, ever since they came out with subscriptions instead of licensing. Since I've done graphic design and web design for years, that's part of the cost. And sometimes your employer will pay for it, which mine does as well, but it's always nice to have your own subscription so you don't mix up your work. And you can always, if it's your own account, then you get other benefits with it. And you don't have to lose it if you lose your job or go somewhere else. So, that's one of the costs of doing business in this field. I'm sure there's lots of other apps. I have Procreate, which works pretty good, but Adobe Fresco does vector as well, so that's why I use that. Also, it's part of the Adobe package, so you can send your file to Illustrator or Photoshop. And I don't think you can go back the other way. Once you edit it in Illustrator or something, you can't send it back to the iPad. Maybe you can if you use Illustrator on the iPad, but I've never done that. But Fresco works very well in my opinion. I used to use Adobe Draw, which was I think the version before this. And that worked quite well. It was quite a bit simpler than Adobe Fresco. Whoop. Alrighty, what's next? I guess I could put all my inking into one layer group, which I usually do when I'm done inking. I probably still have some more I should be doing, but for the sake of organizing my layers. So when you export your file to Illustrator from Adobe Fresco, it retains all the layers, which is great. I think, yeah, I'll use that as part of the ink. This is my color group. This is my sketch. So I'll turn off my sketch. Turn off my, actually I'll group my colors too for now, why not? So I have three main groups: ink, which is on top, color, and my sketch. So I can just turn off the color, I can turn off the ink, I can just show the sketch. So this project is for Hyundai Americas, I think it's called. They make heavy equipment, trucks, excavators, bulldozers, that kind of thing. And they hired me to do some cartoons quite a while ago, and I gotta get them done by this weekend. So I'll be working feverishly on that. And somewhere in there I sprained my ankle, which really set me back a while. And I made a Christmas, and finished some other commissions. I'm just winging it here. I'm not really looking at a reference photo, so I may have to come back and adjust some of this stuff. Yeah, this stuff takes quite a while. People may think, oh, you draw cartoons, that must take you a few minutes, but I'm talking a day's work here. So just because it's cartoon and simplified and stylized doesn't mean it doesn't take time, people. I guess that must be that color too. Who knows? And this thing is probably that color. Maybe I should check my reference photo. It's always a good thing. Have good reference pictures when you're doing any art. Really helps. Probably turn off my sketch now. What do you think? And then from here, I'll do a layer usually that's a highlight and a shadow, so I can do, or a screen. So I'll do a layer like this, change the mode to screen, put it at 30% maybe. I usually do 30% for shadow and for screen. So basically I have this layer set to screen and it's at 30% opacity, and then I use white. White. And then anything I go over will make a highlight. So if I go to this part, now it's lighter. So you can kind of add some details that way. So I try to think if the light is coming kind of from the left, then the lightest part will be on the left-hand side. The peaks and the shadows will be on the right. So you can use the same layer for highlighting everything. So this top part here would be in the light, therefore it'll be a lighter color. And I've already got a shading layer on here. This part will be in the light. So you can you still have the same base color, but you're screening it, so taking some of the color out of it, which makes it lighter. So I could go in and try to do a layer of different color over top of this, but I find that this method works pretty good. Do the screen layer. Maybe this side. Oop. So it's kind of like painting with a different color, but really you're just lightening the color you already have. So then in the wheel well, or in the on the rim here, this side would catch the sunlight. Well, not this side, this area. And maybe here. Something like